Hello, learners. Welcome back to Imagine Simple English. I'm Julie.
And I'm James.
Where learning English feels like a chat with good friends. We're really happy you're here today. So, James, I have a question for you. Have you ever had that feeling where you know the words, you know the phrases, they're super clear in your head, but the moment you need to speak, everything just disappears?
All the time. It's like the words are right there. I can see them, almost touch them, but my mouth just won't cooperate. It's the worst feeling, especially when someone is staring at you, waiting for you to say something, and you're just standing there like nothing.
And I think that happens because we're so worried about making mistakes that our brain just freezes. Like the pressure of, I need to say this perfectly, shuts everything down.
Oh, 100%. You know what happened to me once? I was at a coffee shop in another country, and I wanted to order a simple coffee, just a coffee. And the person behind the counter looked at me, and I forgot how to say coffee. The word coffee, which is basically the same in every language.
You forgot coffee?
I panicked. I pointed at the machine and went, the brown, hot. The lady was so confused.
James, that's...
Don't laugh. It was traumatizing. But that's kind of the point, right? Even simple words can disappear when you're nervous, and the only way to fix that is to practice in real situations, or at least to simulate real situations until your brain stops panicking.
And that's exactly what we're doing today. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. It's about a trip that went completely wrong. Trains, airports, missed flights, stress, the whole thing. And we're going to use this story to practice real phrases you'd need in these situations.
Wait, is this a real story? Did this happen to you?
It's based on real events. Let's say that.
Okay, based on real events, like a movie.
So here's what happened. I had a flight at 9 in the morning. I woke up early, I had everything planned. I took the subway at Central Station, and I was feeling good, confident, like I've got plenty of time.
Oh no, I already know where this is going.
But then, at 42nd Street, the train just stopped.
Stopped? Like completely stopped?
Completely. There was an electrical failure. The lights flickered, the train didn't move, and I was stuck inside a tunnel for 15 minutes.
15 minutes in a tunnel? That's... I would lose my mind. Were people panicking?
Some people were. I was trying to stay calm, but I kept looking at my phone and seeing the time pass. 7:45, 7:50, 7:55, and I just knew that I was going to miss my flight.
That feeling in your stomach when you know it's over but you can't do anything about it? Just sitting there, trapped. I hate that.
And when the train finally started moving again, I got to the airport as fast as I could. But when I looked at the departure board,
Don't tell me.
my flight was already marked as departed.
Of course it was. Hey, before we continue, Julie, tell them about the Telegram channel.
Oh yes, so we have a Telegram channel where every single day I share a free PDF with tips and exercises you can do in 5 minutes. If you haven't joined yet, the link is right there in the description and in the pinned comment.
Seriously, the PDFs are really helpful. I use them myself. Go join. It's completely free.
And James, I want to mention something. We checked our channel data this week, and do you know what we found?
What?
85% of the people watching our videos are not subscribed. 85%.
Wait, 85%? That's almost everyone.
Right? So if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, it takes 1 second, and it really, really helps us keep making these episodes for you.
We're not asking for money. We're just asking for a click. One little click. Come on, help us out.
We'd love to have you as part of our family, okay?
Okay, Julie, so what did you do when you saw that the plane had already left? Because I know me, I would have just stood there staring at the board for like 10 minutes, not knowing what to do.
Well, I went to the check-in counter, and the woman there, she looked really busy, really stressed, not exactly the friendliest face.
I mean, can you blame her? She probably deals with 100 angry people every day.
You're right, but here's the thing. I didn't get angry. I explained calmly what happened. I showed her my ticket, I told her about the subway problem, and I just asked, is there any way to rebook my flight?
And what does she say?
At first, she kind of, sighed, like, here we go again. But then she looked at her computer, and after a few minutes, she found me a seat on the afternoon flight.
Oh, thank God.
But James, here's what I want people to understand. The reason she helped me is because I was calm. I was polite. I didn't scream. I didn't demand anything. I just explained my situation with simple, clear words.
And that's the key, right? You don't need fancy vocabulary to solve a problem. You need to be clear and you need to be calm. Those are your two best tools.
The phrases I used were incredibly simple. I missed my flight. The subway broke down. Can you help me rebook? That's it. Nothing complicated.
Can I jump in here with something? Because I think a lot of people don't realize this. When you're in a stressful situation in another country or speaking another language, you don't need to explain everything perfectly. You just need the other person to understand the core of your problem. And short sentences do that way better than long, complicated ones.
Yeah, you're right. Short and clear beats long and confusing every time. Okay, so now let's practice. I want to go through the key phrases from this story, and we're going to do it like a simulation. I'll set the scene, and James, you play the person going through the situation. And everyone at home, say the phrases with us, out loud. Don't be shy.
Let's do it. Where am I?
You're at a coffee shop. You just arrived. What do you say?
Okay, hi. Could I see the menu, please?
Good. Now your turn at home. Say it. And I'd respond, of course, here you go. Would you like something to drink?
Yes, I'd like a coffee, please. See, no. Hi, my name is James. I would like to. Nobody talks like that.
Nobody does. You just walk in, be polite, and get to the point.
You know what bugs me? When language books teach you to introduce yourself everywhere. Like, I'm not going to walk into a bakery and say, hello, my name is James. I am from. No, I'm going to say, hi, do you have any fresh bread? That's it.
I mean, there are situations where you introduce yourself, like at a hotel.
Okay, fine, a hotel, but not a bakery.
Fair point. Okay, let's move to the hotel. You just arrived and you have a reservation. What do you say?
Hi, I have a reservation. Could you help me check in?
And the response, sure, what's your name? Your room is ready.
Could I also get a map of the area?
Oh, nice one. Of course, here's a map. The subway station is 2 blocks to the right. Now let's go to the harder situations. You're at the pharmacy. You need something for a headache.
Hi, do you have anything for a headache?
Yes, we do. It's on the top shelf, near the vitamins.
Top shelf. See these little phrases, top shelf, around the corner, 2 blocks down. They come up everywhere. Once you learn them, you hear them all the time.
Now you're at the supermarket. You can't find the fruit section.
Excuse me, where's the fruit section?
It's in the back, on the left, next to the vegetables.
In the back, on the left. I always get confused with left and right when I'm nervous. Last week I told someone turn left and I was pointing right. They looked at me like I was broken.
That happens to everyone. Okay, now the gym. You want to know about classes.
Hi, I'd like to know your schedule for yoga classes.
Sure, we have yoga on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
Perfect. And wait, Julie, can I say something? I think it's important that people notice something. In all these situations, we're using the same structure over and over. It's always some version of hi plus question plus please or could you. That's the pattern. Once you have the pattern, you just change the words.
Like changing the ingredients but keeping the recipe.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, the recipe stays the same. The ingredients change.
Okay, now the big ones, the stressful ones. You're at the airport, your flight is gone, you're standing at the counter. What do you say?
Okay, deep breath. Hi, I missed my flight. The subway broke down on the way here.
Good, clear, simple, honest. The counter agent says, I understand. Let me check if we can rebook you on another flight.
Thank you. I really appreciate your help. And honestly, that "I appreciate your help" goes a long way. People respond better when you're grateful.
Now you're on the subway. Something's wrong. The train stopped. Someone next to you looks confused too. You turn to them and say,
Excuse me, do you know what's happening? Why did the train stop?
and they might say, I think there's an electrical problem. We might have to wait.
How long do you think we'll be stuck here?
I'm not sure. Maybe 15 or 20 minutes?
20 minutes in a tunnel. Ha, my nightmare.
Okay, so now I want to do something from the story. Remember when I told you about going to the counter and getting my flight rebooked? Let's play that out as a full dialogue. I'll be the counter agent, and James, you're the traveler.
Got it. Okay, clear my throat. Hi, I'm sorry. I missed my flight. The train broke down on the way here.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can I see your ticket, please?
Yes, here it is. My flight was the 9 a.m. to Chicago.
Let me check what we have available. There's a seat on the 3 p.m. flight. Would that work for you?
Yes, that works. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Here's your new boarding pass, gate B12.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
See? The whole conversation, maybe 10 sentences. Nothing complicated, no big words. Just clear, calm, simple.
And the best part is, every single word there is from the top 1,000 most common words. You don't need to study advanced vocabulary for this. You just need the basics, and you need to practice until they feel natural. Julie, can I bring something up that I think is important?
Go ahead.
The notebook thing. We talked about this in the last episode, but I want to say it again because I don't think people realize how powerful it is. Get a notebook, a physical notebook, and write these phrases down by hand, not on your phone, not on your laptop, by hand.
I know you're going to say the memory thing.
Yes, because when you write by hand, your brain processes the information differently. There was a study, I don't remember exactly where, but I read it, that said students who write by hand remember things 40% better than students who type. 40%. That's not a small number.
I mean, I believe it. When I write something down, I can almost see the page in my mind later, like a photograph.
And the thing is, people stopped writing. We type everything, we text everything, but there's something about holding a pen and forming the letters that makes it stick. So get that notebook, write these phrases, write the questions, write the answers, review them before you go to sleep. Do it for a week and tell me you don't see a difference.
And if you can, say the phrases out loud while you write them. That combination, your hand, your voice, your ears, all working together, that's how you make it automatic. Okay, before we finish, let's do a quick exercise. I'm going to describe a situation, and I want you to think about what you would say. Ready?
Ready.
You arrived at the airport. Your flight left you without you. You walk to the counter. What do you say?
Hi, I missed my flight. Is there another flight available today?
Good. Now you're on the subway. The train stopped, and you want to know what's going on. What do you say to the person next to you?
Excuse me, do you know what happened? Why did we stop?
And one more. You're at a hotel. You just arrived. You have a reservation, but you want to check if everything's okay.
Hi, I have a reservation under my name. Is my room ready?
Simple, clear, effective. And now, for everyone at home, here's your challenge. Think of a situation from your own life, a trip, a problem, a surprise, and write the dialogue in your notebook, the question and the answer. 5 situations. That's it. 5. And then say them out loud.
And if you did the exercise from the last episode, the one with directions in New York, try to combine them. Use the phrases from last time plus the phrases from today. Build your own little travel story.
Okay, so that's our episode for today. James, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from today is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need big words. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to be clear and calm. And the only way to get there is to practice. So, practice. That's my motivational speech.
Short and powerful. I like it. And remember, if you want to keep practicing, check out our last episode where we talked about the first phrases you need as a tourist. If someone drops you in the middle of New York, those are the phrases that will save you. The link is right there on the screen.
And don't forget the Telegram channel. Every day, a new PDF with exercises and tips. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Go join us.
And please, if you're part of the 85%, subscribe. It's free, it helps us more than you know.
Your support, a like, a share, means the world to us.
Take care, keep going, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Bye, everyone.